How's it going, everybody? This is BeatTheBush. Elon Musk sells $7 billion worth of Tesla stock and more coming. This resulted in about a 17% decline in the Tesla stock since its peak. Today, we're going to look in detail what happened each day and what may happen over the coming weeks. This video is brought to you by Webull. Get $5 worth of free Shiba Inu just for trading $1 worth of cryptocurrencies. On top of this, get 2 free shares of stock valued between $1,100 and $2,300 just for signing up and depositing at least a penny. Referral link down in the video description below. First, I don't currently hold any Tesla. I sold all of my shares. I may buy back into Tesla. I am a believer of Tesla as a company as a whole. In Elon we trust, and go Dogecoin. Tesla reached an all-time high of $1,243 this past week. It was trading around $600, and then for the next 5 months it gained about 6 to 7% every month. The past 5 weeks alone, it then shot up 50%. Right around November 6th, Elon Musk tweeted a poll asking should he sell 10% of Tesla stock. Of his 63 million followers on Twitter, 3.5 million responded. 57.9% said yes, you should sell the 10% of stock. And then after this, he said, I will abide by the results of this poll whichever way it goes. This is kind of odd to me because if you read the news, he already had an SEC filing saying he would sell some shares already. This is the 10b5-1 SEC filing filed on September 14th. So you have to ask yourself, how many of these shares were actually pre-planned? It turns out about 1/6 of it. So at first glance, you might think that he's going to sell anyway, no matter the outcome of the Twitter poll. I think if the result of the Twitter poll was no, he would have just sold what he was required to, which is about 0.5% of his total holdings. But in the coming months, he would have still had to liquidate about 10% of his stake to pay for taxes on his stock options because he's forced to execute them because they're about to expire. Naturally, you might question why is he selling? Because he is CEO of Tesla and he's supposed to have faith in the company, so therefore hold almost all his stock. The reason he's selling 10% of his stake is to satisfy tax obligations. It's probably also because the stock jumped 50% within 3 weeks. It literally hockey sticked. So if you ask me, if it ramps up so quickly in such a short amount of time, it probably is time to take a little bit of profits off the table. I went and tracked down how many shares he sold every single day. On November 5th, Tesla was trading around $1,222. On November 8th, which is a Monday, he started selling shares. On that day, he sold about 934,000 shares. By the way, it's not Elon Musk actually pushing the button selling here. Like. By the SEC filing is actually his lawyer, Aaron Beckman, by power of attorney for Elon Musk. Selling that much dropped the share price by about 4.8%. The next day, 3 million shares were sold, dropping the share price by another 12%. On Wednesday, another 500,000 were sold. It seems like they went a little bit lightly here and the stock rebounded by 4.3%. And then on Thursday, 639,000 shares were sold and it dropped a tiny bit at 0.4%. And then on Friday, they accelerated the selling a little bit at 1.2 million shares and the stock price continued to drop by 2.8%. In total so far, 6.3 million shares were sold for an estimated value of about $6.6 billion. If you ever own a stock that has very little volume and you happen to sell let's say 1% of the total volume, you would know that putting in such a large order actually have a dramatic effect on the share price itself. I personally have moved some smaller stock share price by like 10 cents or so. So if I were someone with a huge amount of shares compared to the selling volume, you naturally want to kind of let it out slowly so that there would be buyers to buy the shares that you hold. Because if you drop an entire large block of it on everybody on like a few minutes, then you're actually going to hammer the stock price very, very hard. Whereas if you just kind of trickle sell it, then you give buyers time to come in and buy up the share price, and so the stock stabilizes a bit. I think this is what they're trying to do with the intention of trying to sell about 10%. They're trying to sell it a little bit at a time. And then another weird thing happened on November 14th, which is just yesterday on Sunday. Elon Musk tweeted, want me to sell more stock, Bernie? Just say the word. So this is after the Twitter poll where he says he's gonna sell 10%. And then for me personally, I believe he's gonna sell the 10% within a short amount of time. So I don't quite understand what this is because he hasn't reached the 10% sell threshold just yet. He has another 10, 11 million more shares to sell before he reaches about 10%. I think what's happening here is if Bernie respond to this and say, yeah, go ahead, sell some more, pay more taxes, then I guess he could be blamed for the tanking of the Tesla share price. No offense to Elon. I mean, you don't want a billionaire to be angry at you or anything. No offense taken. This reminds me of situations where if you're a kid and you accidentally broke something and you quickly put it back and no one saw. Maybe you just want to avoid being blamed for it and someone else just happens to come up, touches it, and this thing falls right off and they're like, oh my gosh, I broke it. It's like that because if Bernie says, hey, yeah, sell the stock, and well, he's gonna get blamed. Let's look at a simplistic prediction of the Tesla stock. Although they're probably trying to sell it not to tank the stock price or anything. If this continues at the same pace, we started with a Tesla share price of $1,222. Elon sells 6.3 million shares. The price now is $1,013. This equates to about $32.80 of Tesla share price drop per 1 million shares that he sells. We know that he needs to sell about 10.6 million more in order to reach this 10% threshold. This equates to Tesla share price being at $662. Obviously, the share price is not going to behave exactly like this linearly according to exactly what Elon Musk sells. The market reaction itself to Elon Musk's Twitter poll is probably the significant factor here. But if you look at this as a whole, Elon Musk's sales volume is significant compared to the entire market volume. I've extracted the total market volume for every single day that he sold, and you can see he's selling between 2 and 5% every single day. Now, 2 to 5% of sales is pretty huge. And if you consider that 2 to 5% is actually all sales, this obviously contributes to the downward pressure of the stock price. I think he's gonna try to not tank the stock price too much, but with 10.6 million shares to sell, I think it's gonna affect it dramatically. Short term, I would not want to hold on to this if I know there's a huge stakeholder just offloading so many shares every single day. I might want to wait until all this is done and good before I jump back in. Of course, this is all trying to time the market, and this is really hard to read. There might be other catalysts that could sustain all this selling and just keep the stock price right where it is. Obviously, I don't know where the stock price goes, but I wanted to share with you guys how much he sold every single day, and hope you guys enjoyed the data. I want to add one last piece of data which was just released by the SEC. This was released on November 15th, and it details that Elon Musk has sold another 934,000 shares, and Tesla stock has declined another 1.9%. Relatively speaking, this is another set of sale, not as dramatic as the 3 million shares sold on November 9th. This brings the remaining shares left of about 8.7 million. So we're looking at another 8 or 9 days of 1 million shares of Tesla stock sold in order for Elon Musk to reach this 10% of his holdings sale. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to give me a like and subscribe for more.